Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. It is a pre-planning day. And what I mean by that is I pre-plan my paychecks a week before they actually hit my bank account so that I am prepared mentally where my money is going to go. That way, if something happens and the money comes in more than what I expect or less than what I expect, or an unexpected expense comes up that I don't have the money for, I can see what I need to do as far as my paycheck and where money needs to go or where I can pull money from. So if this is something that you like and you just want to see my budgeting style, or you need to know how to set up your own budget, I encourage you to stay tuned. Okay, guys, so we are planning for paycheck number 2 of July. Perfect. This is, if you're new here, this is a happy planner system. It's the disc bound system. The pages inside, as far as the budget sheets, like my sinking funds, my cash planning sheets, all of these things, even the monthly calendar I created, they are in a Google Drive and they're always linked in my description box. And I think if you go to my actual channel, it's at the very top as well. And my Ko-Fi shop, it's there as well. These are completely free. But my Ko-Fi shop also has savings challenges to help you and keep you motivated on your journey, right? I'm creating some more. I'm going to upload a lot more, but I like to have the option for them to be free. If you want to give money, donate money, buy coffee, however that works over there on that site, that is completely up to you. And that's wonderful if you do. It is not necessary because I know starting out, I wanted to do like savings challenge. Like I wanted to do all the things, right? I have ADHD, so it is very, very difficult. And this is not every ADHD person. It is very difficult for me to stay engaged and motivated with something. I get bored very easily. I get burned out very easily. I'd be like, "Ooh, I'm very gung ho about something," and then like 3 months later, I'm like, no. Which is why I'm very hesitant to even do any new hobbies, because I'll go spend all this money, get all this stuff, and then like a couple months later, yeah, I'm over it. It's a wrap. So that's why I make the challenges and stuff for free, so that you can, get stuff and stay motivated and be encouraged, but not spend money, because we're all here to gain financial freedom, pay off debt, live within our means, grow wealth. We're here to do all of those things, right? Okay. So this is a magic month for me. So this paycheck comes on, when does this paycheck come? July. Nope. That's what I have a calendar for. Okay. So this paycheck comes on July 15th. All of the yellow is something, you may not be able to see that. Okay. So everything in the yellow is what I need to pay with this paycheck. I split my mortgage in half. I split my student loans in half. And my Discover payment is not split in half. The minimum I pay each paycheck is $400. So everything in the yellow. So we have mortgage. I put my Discover over here because it's variable. What do we have next? We have Navient, which is a student loan. And then this is a YouTube subscription for my channel. Then we have Mohila. We have cell phone. And then our last one is the MyFICO app. Okay, perfect. So we get paid on the 15th. This is going to cover everything from the 15th through, I did it again, y'all, the 28th. Yes, through the 28th. Okay, so my full-time income, and then we have part-time, and then other is for my children. So this full-time income came in lower than I had expected last time. So I'm just going to budget $17.40. And then my part-time will be $8.75. And then the kids will give me $60 because the cell phone bill is due this paycheck. So we are at $2,675. That's the income for this month. Now, all right, zoomed you guys in just a little bit. Mortgage is going to be $618 because that's half. Navient is $265 and some change. So I round up to $266, which means I need to save $133. Then this subscription is $12. Mohila is $443. I round up to $444. So that means I need to put $222 aside. The cell phone bill is $92, $32 for me, and then $30 for 2 of my children. And then the My FICO app is $40. Okay, so we are working with $1,117 for our fixed. Subtracting this from our income, so this gives us $1,558. And so, like I said, the Discover card is going to be $400. I keep therapy and medication in as a line item in the summer because my checks are smaller. And when I say smaller, a normal paycheck during the school year for me is like $1,900. So in the summer, I'm working with $1,740. So I don't budget anything for therapy and medication. I kind of plan ahead because by the time summer comes, I've pretty much met deductibles. So my copay for my therapy is like less than $30 a session. And then my medication is about $50, probably till like the end of this month and or next month. And then usually it goes to zero. So we're good for July and August for sure to cover all of those things. Now my cash envelopes. So for groceries, these things I stuff weekly, but I budget for them on a bi-weekly basis. So $160 for groceries, that's $80 a week. Home and or household, depending on how you label it, is $20. And then fuel, we are doing $200. My spending, I lowered this by like $20 in the summer, so we are only doing $40. And then eating out, this is going to be $60. And then we have miscellaneous. And then this is just $10 because it's $5 each week. I do leave a line item for buffer. But right now, I'm just going to say $0 because I don't know what this is looking like. So for variable expenses, we have a total of $890. And then I'm going to subtract that from 1,558. So that gives me $668. And then down here in savings and debt, this high yield savings account is literally called home maintenance. It is $75 each paycheck that is automatically transferred. It is transferred out the day before my check hits the bank. And then Ally Savings is the same thing. This is just general. And this is $10 a paycheck, transferred out the day before my check hits. The next thing that we are going to plan for is sinking funds. Now, if you look at my calendar and some of these things outside of this subscription, I don't have the normal subscriptions that people pay for on a monthly basis. And the reason why is because I worked very, very hard a couple years ago to get everything on an annual basis. Is there anything biannual? No, everything is annual, but everything on an annual basis. And that includes Canva, my security system, Amazon Prime. I have AAA roadside service, CapCut, Apple Music. I have Apple Care for an iPad, my Sam's Club membership, all of those things. I include that in my sinking funds because they are still bills, but I stuff for them on a weekly basis. So the amount that I stuff seems very small, like $3 here, $4 here. But over the course of 11 and a half months, it adds up and it gets me to the amount that I need when it is time to renew those things for the annual. It'll come out of my credit card, and then I just take that money out of the cash envelope or my sinking funds, and then I pay it back towards my credit card. That's just how I do it. That's what works for me. The only thing that I don't do is Netflix. I go to Walmart and I get a gift card for Netflix. And I get the gift card for however much I've saved up. And I've worked it out that it's the annual amount. So whatever your monthly amount is for Netflix, times that by 12. I go get a gift card. I usually round up. So like if it's like 198, I'll round up to like 220, 225. I don't know if there's certain increments for Netflix gift cards. You know how like they say you have to go up by like 25 or 50. I don't think so. So I remember getting one last time for $220. And then I just put that, I literally load it onto my Netflix thing. And the good thing about the Netflix is once you load that gift card, it will tell you basically when it's going to expire. Your next payment will not be due till X, Y, and Z date. That way you can also verify, okay, I'm good for the next year. I say all that to say is the sinking funds amount includes my car insurance 6-month premium, that's biannual, and my annual renewal to other subscriptions. Those base amount is I do through $30 for my car insurance each week. So if I'm doing 30 each week, that's 60. And then for my annuals, currently it's 34. I eventually need to up it because I've added 2 more. But let's just say for this video, it's going to be 34. So we're going to say $68. That is the bare minimum that I need to stuff every 2 weeks for my sinking funds. I also need to add in $30 lawn care to help. I pay my daughter to do my lawn care. So I'm going to round up and I'm going to budget $230. That means that's $115 a week. If I take the 30 for the car insurance away, the 15 for the lawn care, and the 34 for my annuals, that gets me $36 towards my sinking funds. And so what I've been doing, what I'm going to do this month and next month is every week I check in for my wallet spending. This is my wallet spending: groceries, home, fuel, spending, eating out. So once I check in for that, because I'm checking in because I'm going to unstuff and then I'm going to restuff with the new amount for the upcoming week. Whatever is left over, I use that to further stuff my sinking funds to increase the $36 contribution. I managed in June to allocate $414 from here for the month into my sinking funds, right? So if you look at that 414 plus $72, I'm stuffing just for my sinking funds, not my insurance and not my bills, over $450. That was a whole tangent. I'm so sorry, y'all. But I wanted you to understand my logic and my thinking. Okay, so we have 668 that is left over here. I'm going to subtract the home maintenance. I'm going to subtract the 10 for ally, and I'm going to subtract 230 for sinking funds. That leaves me a total of $353 extra towards debt. And I really feel like that something is off, but I mean, maybe not, but I really feel like it is. So we're just going to say extra debt. And this is for Discover. This is why it's a budget. So I will be double checking and stuff like that just to make sure that I'm right before I pay this bill the day after I get paid. But currently right now, we're just going to say we're paying $353 extra towards debt. If that is the case, and it might be because this is a 3 paycheck month, so it may have just fell that way, right? If that is, I'm paying $753 towards my Discover. And if you've seen my quarterly update, then you know I'm at like 5,700-ish. I think it went up because of the debt from the 625 debt. So it's like just at like 6,000 or something. And I just made a payment. So no. Yeah, maybe we're at 57, 58. I think we're at 57. So if I take this 753, so I'm going to be right at 5,000. And then the third paycheck of July. So it's something. That's what I can say. So the total that we have is 668, and then we're at 0. I am so hoping, I don't think I'm going to make it, but I was really hoping that I could have this paid off by August, but it's probably looking more like September. Yeah. And the reason being is the student loans caught me off guard because they were on hold. And so I was throwing everything I could at the Discover, and they just started sooner than I had expected. That's the holdup for me. So I don't know. We'll see when I go back to school in August next month, how that works. I'm in a different program, so the classes are 8 weeks. And so I don't know how their registrar reports that to student loans. And depending on how they report it, it may not throw my loans into, it may not pause my student loans until like October-ish. I don't know if it pauses it at all. I'm going with the assumption that it's not going to pause my student loans. If it does, great. I will definitely pay off the Discover card a lot sooner. If it does not, then it's probably going to be September, October before I can pay off the Discover card. Unless I choose to wipe out all my sinking funds, which is a great possibility. Everything except for my insurance and my annual bills. If I wipe all of those out, I might be able to pay the Discover card off sooner. So I don't know. If you stay to the end, let me know what your thoughts is. Would you wipe out all of your would you wipe out all of your sinking funds and clear the Discover debt like in the next 2 months? Or would you just stay the course and see what you could finagle? Let me know down in the comments. But that's all that I have for you guys. Sorry that this was so chatty and off on a tangent. But if you're not subscribed, I would love if you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time that I upload. And I will see you wonderful people in my next video. Till then, have a wonderful day. Bye.